one way or another. Tyson wants to fight. It's where he should be doing fighting. I know mentally he's got himself back into where he was when he won the world title, and he needs, the game needs him. He didn't lose his title in the ring. He vacated him, and the luck of him vacating it was that Anthony Joshua wound up fighting a pretty easy guy to win the title, and even Tyson's rematch with Klitschko after he beat Klitschko so convincingly well, that obviously fell apart when he decided he weren't going to fight, and that again was Anthony Joshua's game, and probably the fans as well, because it was a fantastic fight for both of them. But for me, Anthony Joshua, until he beats Tyson Fury, if he can beat Tyson Fury, he's not well titled. He's looking after the belts of the man who vacated him.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right.
Sponsors or affiliates. Enjoy.
I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my situation. I want to fight.
Production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Good morning to all my boxing fans out there. It is 10:14 Eastern time, and Nesta Gibbs, find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO, is right here with you, ready to talk some boxing. I got my DAZN water bottle. Let me tell you, I am not pushing these guys, but this water bottle keeps water extremely cold. I'm just keeping it real. We're here to talk a little UK boxing or heavyweight boxing, overall boxing. I mean, Tyson Fury definitely throwing out a lot of innuendos, a lot of insinuations. We have audio. He is really going in on Anthony Joshua, calling him a disgrace, saying that, he will never fight Deontay Wilder, and really trying to shame the unified champion. But at the end of his audio, he drops a little curveball. Not only that, the same video that I consider to be a curveball is curveball / message in a bottle, right? Because then his promoter retweets it and likes the same video. So it's interesting, to see, are they really working behind the scenes? Wilder confirmed to me that they had sent them and, I don't want to say offer, but something like that, right? You know what I mean? I would have to go back and check my text to see what the literal word I said, but, I asked him, like, are you negotiating with Fury? Did you send him an offer? So I don't know. This may be happening, right? It could be. I still believe Fury isn't going to rush. I'm pretty sure he's going to still get this August 18th fight, and possibly that last one. We know he flirted with the idea of having 3 to 4 comeback fights, but comeback he has made. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show, and it lets us know that this is the type of content that you want. Not only that, I'm directing your attention to our thumbnail, because you can see a picture of Tyson Fury 6 months ago and a Tyson Fury from today, and he looks serious about this comeback. So I'm interested to see where it goes. But yeah, man, I mean, look, Fury is a player. He was the man in the division, and to be the man, you got to beat the man. I want to go ahead and play Fury's audio.
I think it's such a sad...
Take it from the top.
I think it's such a sad time for heavyweight boxing, because You've got the so-called super champion and golden boy, Anthony Joshua, and he is avoiding Deontay Wilder and will not fight him at any costs. If you're not going to fight someone for 40 million, you're not going to fight him for anything. It's a disgrace, and he's a disgrace to boxing. And I think it needs somebody good enough to step up and take on the challenges and not be afraid. Not be afraid to take risks and go to people's backyards and do it. Can you imagine if I went to America and beat Deontay Wilder in America after beating Klitschko in Germany? That would be sensational. It might happen. Who knows? Wait for the news.
Wait for the news. And I know it from Wilder himself that he's going to make an announcement either this week or next week. It's coming. It's soon. Is it going to be a maybe 2-fight deal, something like Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, where they announce their fight, but they have 2 in-between fights, making Wilder still have that Brazil fight? Tyson Fury go ahead with the August 18th fight. Wilder gets another fight, maybe Adam Wanaki, rated number 9 in the WBC, and Fury gets someone else. Then they meet. Is that something that you would be comfortable with? And how do you feel about Tyson Fury calling Anthony Joshua a disgrace due to the fact that he seems like he doesn't want to fight him, or he's prolonging this fight for whatever reason? That they're still attempting to have him sign an old contract that he really isn't interested in. Where do you guys lie with this, and how do you feel about Fury's thoughts? And like I said, his insinuations at the end of that video that he would come to the United States and dethrone Deontay Wilder the way that he did Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, could you imagine, is what the man said. And I'm not going to say that I can't imagine it. He did go to enemy territory and do it with Klitschko. And he already came to New York City and crashed Deontay Wilder's party and got all in his face and snatched the mic from Jim Gray and definitely, made that night exciting. This is good news for the heavyweight division. This is good news for boxing. I know he led with that it's a sad day in heavyweight boxing, but if we could get something like this should and would be interesting. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Lets us know the type of content that you want around here. And you could add us on Skype by downloading the Skype app on both Android and the iPhone app market, and adding Nestor Gibbs. Make sure that you add me. We have to be friends in order for you to call in internationally, anywhere in the world. Absolutely free. And the number to call in, if you want to use your cell phone or landline, is 1-425-569-5241. We're talking Tyson Fury, the former unified champion, which obviously loves social media and has taken to it once again to call out Anthony Joshua, explaining that he thinks Joshua is a bit weak with the move to continue to push back the undisputed unification between Deontay Wilder. People talk about mandatories and things like that, but Povetkin is a dangerous opponent, and anything can happen. It's boxing. No one thought Buster Douglas would beat Mike Tyson. It would be a sad day. Damn right, sad day if we lost this fight due to, I don't know, something crazy in the ring. I hope that is not the case. Don't forget to share this on all forms of social media. Let's get the word out there. Hashtag TBV Podcast. We're going to take some callers this morning. So don't forget to call in and add us on Skype. We're going out to our sponsors. I guess we got to pump the brakes. It looks like someone jumped in. got the bat signal.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs of the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm certainly listen. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
Yeah. Good morning, TBV. I'm a little late. Sorry to the skipper. I had to get this cup of coffee. I mean, I had a double yesterday. A lot of working out. I know y'all following the meal prep and the Ness is doing. I'm trying to jump on, but it's a little bit too much math. I'll see what's up. But speaking of meal prepping in a good shape, Tyson Fury is showing that the man is working. I think that chubby guy you see on the left is far gone. The guy that's here today is the guy in the Speedos. And he's definitely looking in shape. I think he's getting more confident as time is going by. I mean, you're confident. You're confident when you're in shape. And I think that a Tyson Fury and Wilder fight, shit, bro. If Anthony Joshua keeps lagging, Wilder might want to jump onto this fight if it can happen, actually.
Well, I don't know if you heard the audio. Would you like me to play it for you?
Yeah. Is it Tyson Fury, saying that Joshua was a disgrace?
Yes.
I heard it yesterday, but go right ahead.
But did you hear the end? All right, let me play it.
One way or another. Tyson wants.
Wait, that's his promoter. What's this guy's name? Frank Warren. Mr. Warren. Let me get to the tape. Here we go.
Man, what a change, though. This guy's changed a lot.
I think it's such a sad time for heavyweight boxing because you've got the so-called super champion and golden boy, Anthony Joshua, and he is avoiding Deontay Wilder and will not fight him at any costs.
Oops.
Fighting for anything. If you're not going to fight someone for Anthony Joshua, and he is avoiding Deontay Wilder and will not fight him at any costs. If you're not going to fight someone for 40 million, you're not going to fight him for anything. It's a disgrace, and he's a disgrace to boxing. And I think it needs somebody good enough to step up and take on the challenges and not be afraid. Not be afraid to take risks and go to people's backyards and do it. Can you imagine if I went to America and beat Deontay Wilder in America after beating Klitschko in Germany? That would be sensational. It might happen. Who knows? Wait for the news.
So, see, my thing is he's saying wait for the news. He didn't say it might happen. We'll see. No, he's saying wait for the news. Plus, I know because I spoke to Deontay, he's making an announcement. And it was supposed to be either this week or next week. I'm not saying the two correlate, but I was telling the listeners, like, what if they do a Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev type of thing where Ward still fought Alexander Brand, then he fought Barrera, then he fought Kovalev? What if they announce it like that? What if it's a three-fight thing where, Fury still gets his other two tune-ups he wanted, Wilder has to take care of Brazil and maybe Adam Wanaki or someone else sexier, and then the big-ass fight between Fury that they built up to?
I mean, we know that's going to be a couple of fights before, the Anthony Joshua and Wilder were going to meet up. We knew they were going to be fighting some other guys. We're just curious to who they're going to fight, right? Brazil, you said Adam Wanaki. I've always, shot it out for Adam. I know he's like the quiet heavyweight in the division. You know what I mean? You don't hear too much about Adam. He's not really too out there. But that definitely be a good fight for Deontay. But this is the thing we're running into, right? Because this is the heavyweight division and anything can happen. These guys are facing dangerous opponents, guys with knockout power, guys that are dangerous. So, in the end, the aura of this fight still being in danger, and I mean AJ and Wilder, is still there. So, it's just a matter of, we're going to get that fight that we've been so longing for and waiting for, being teased for, being as though that Wilder and Anthony Joshua are going to be facing these dangerous opponents. you know, fight's still in a possibility that it could be in danger and not happening.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not touching on Tyson. You know, this is Tyson Fury saying,
you know what, Tyson, the only thing that I've heard from that little excerpt from the video that you showed is that the news. That's what gives me some solidarity that this might just be really, really, really happening. You know, after all the talking, you know, and all the back and forth and, you know, kind of like dangling carrots in front of the, you know, the fans with these great fights. Now he has, now our man Wilder has Joshua. Like, don't let this be another carrot getting dangled around or just Tyson Fury just talking. But that little piece, you know, the news, maybe he knows something that's going on, and maybe this fight will happen. If it does happen, where is it happening? He's saying that he's gonna he's the champion that's not afraid to go and, you know, fight guys on enemy soil. So will Tyson be going to the United States and fighting Wilder? Is he really going to fight over here, or is our American champion going to have to pull another Rocky and go to?
I mean, Tyson is saying, could you imagine if I went to the United States and beat Deontay Wilder, dethroned him the way I did Vladimir Klitschko when I went to Germany? Who knows? Wait for the news. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to overlook it because we overlooked a lot of the stuff that he used to say when he was fat. And that's exactly the reason that I showed a picture of him 6 months ago and a picture of him today. We have to start, you know, taking what he's saying seriously because he is back in the ring. Are these guys on his level? No, but we've seen Deontay Wilder have more competitive fights with a cruiserweight. I'm not saying that the cruiserweight that Tyson Fury fought and Spielka are the same, but Fury handled his cruiserweight fairly easy. I know that it could be argued that Fury was knocked down by a cruiserweight in Steve Cunningham, but I mean, look, anybody's resume could be picked apart. The point that I'm trying to make is we shouldn't say Fury isn't back or isn't working his way back just because of the level of opposition when we've seen greater heavyweights currently, and I don't mean that like, I mean, we've seen heavyweights active, forget the word greater. We've seen active heavyweights fight the same opposition throughout their career is all I'm saying. You know, whether Tyson is fighting this type of opposition right now, Wilder, Joshua, and every other single heavyweight has fought this type of opposition throughout their career. Somewhere it's always sprinkled in.
I'm just saying, right? You know, we are aware that Tyson Fury is just back. He's always been a hell of a talker and all that, but like, is Frank Warren gonna really throw in their champ in with Wilder after one fight with what's his name, the French guy? Like,
no, but it's not one fight because you're lost in the sauce. Somebody could do me a fucking clue here, bro. Listen, first of all, he's got to fight August 18th. He's already in camp. He's about to bang out in like 20 something days. You know what I'm saying? So once he gets rid of that fight with Piata or something like that, Pinata, then he's open for the third tune-up. Because I pitched you the softball by telling you the Kovalev Ward deal. Okay?
So you're saying that Pinata and another guy and then Wilder.
Exactly. Now he's got a clue. Get him a vowel.
Oh, shit. What was the lady's name? Vanessa? I forgot.
Is it from Wheel of Fortune, right?
Yeah, from Wheel of Fortune.
Vanessa White or some shit like that.
Vanessa White. All right, she turned the letter for me. I get it now. Okay, all right. Who is this next guy though? Because Pineda ain't that much of a fuck.
I don't care who's the next guy because we didn't know Alexander Brand. We didn't know Alexander Brand, and we got mad that Ward had taken him, and he took him. And then we barely knew Sullivan Barrera. The hardcores was like, oh, yeah, Barrera, and Ward took him. And then we were happy that Ward did the fucking Sergey fight. And then after that, we got the rematch.
Well, let's
storyline for these guys.
I mean, look, I'm not that I'm not following the narrative, but we do know who Francesco Pineda is, right? And
nobody.
He ain't really nobody, you know what I mean? And then you really start looking at the type of fight he's gonna be in with this guy. It's not really something that's gonna prepare you for a guy like Wilder. In the end of the day, I guess you can't really prepare too much for guys like that. They're the top of their game. You could set up plans and stuff, but it's really hard to find guys to mimic that. What I'm saying is that depending on how his performances are, we're still, we're dreaming in a sense. You know what I mean? We're still dreaming. I think that I don't
know if we're dreaming. We're going based off of his insinuations. And don't forget that Wilder's also been saying, oh, something big, something big. What the fuck is big if it's not Joshua? The only other big thing is this guy.
Yeah, for a second they had me thinking Big Baby Miller. You know, and not now.
At this point, I would have took Big Baby Miller and I'd have been happy.
But now you got Fury, a bigger ticket.
If this is real.
Now check it, right? Let's keep following this narrative. And now how lucrative is this going to be?
Huge. Come on, man.
How lucrative?
Remember Fury get? Oh man, dude.
No. We gotta listen. We don't just talk for the hardcores. We talk for the fans too. We just tune in once in a while.
The casuals.
For the casuals.
Remember that Tyson Fury already invaded New York City. Already fucking 1 foot leaped into the ring. When Deontay Wilder was fighting, maybe Arthur Spielka. I'm not sure, but I know Deontay Wilder and him got into a big exchange. He snatched the mic from Jim Gray. Tyson.
Oh yeah, we were there. We were there live at the Barclays Center when that happened. I actually took a picture with Tyson Fury. My man was rocking. He had a little vodka in his
belly.
He jumped. Yeah, look, he's a polarizing character. And
listen, he's big because I take pictures with all of them, and I'm tall, and that dude made me look short.
He's big as hell.
Tyson, Joshua's big too. Joshua has like phenomenal posture. That's what the fuck is going on with that guy. He's like always straight up.
Yeah, the guy walks like a straight stiff board. Like, you know, the guy. Yeah, look, how much more money? I mean, look, not more money, because we know that AJ Wilder is probably going to be one of the most grossing fights if it does indeed happen. But this fight, if you say is lucrative enough, got the action, the backstory, and all that. How much money is he making? How much money are you guys making?
Let me tell you something. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder is for sure pay-per-view. That could be their first pay-per-view. Now, let's put this into perspective, just so people be like, oh, Ness, you're such a Wilder dick rider. Let's see if Wilder versus Fury isn't a pay-per-view. Bradley's first pay-per-view, you want me to tell you what it was?
What was it?
Marquez. Okay? Marquez first pay-per-view, or not even first, one of his pay-per-views. Baby fucking Bull. All right? He's already retired and he's not even 36. Okay? Fucking, what's Oscar's first pay-per-view? I don't even know who Oscar did the pay-per-view with.
He was the golden boy.
But listen, bro, plenty of people have done mediocre pay-per-views. I mean, Joshua himself did Charles Martin as a pay-per-view.
So we're and as far as
Nadia Golovkin, David Lemieux, pay-per-view. We want this fight more than that fight, and we paid for that fight. I paid for that fight. Okay? Ward, Kovalev, pay-per-view. Now that's on that level because that's best versus best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Canelo versus Triple G, best versus best. So those are bad analogies, but there's definitely a lot of other one-sided pay-per-view analogies out. Fuck. Mayweather versus Guerrero.
Yeah.
I paid for that shit.
That's money made, man. You know, everybody pays to see that old go.
I would rather pay for, you know, Fury versus this guy without a problem, because I'm the guy that paid for, you know, Robert Guerrero versus fucking Floyd.
So for this fight, does it return to where it started? Does it go back to the Barclays Center? Does it go to a bigger arena, to a bigger venue?
I mean, it absolutely goes to the Barclay, only because we know that the Barclay is bidding aggressively. We know that Wilder can pack it there. But if it is going to be a pay-per-view and Fury is going to come to the U.S., there is a possibility that he at least acts in, you know, he negotiates for a Vegas fight, because pay-per-views happen in Vegas. Let's be honest. I don't even remember a pay-per-view in the Barclays Center. I don't think it's happened yet. But that's another reason why the Your Marks will bid aggressively.
I'd be bidding for that.
Remember, Showtime is invested in Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder because they continue to air that clip. You could go and see it on their YouTube channel at like 1 million and shit, the face off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way more than 1 million, rather. But yeah, I mean, this is a fight that we've forgotten. But if you make a Ward Kovalev deal, you get the writers writing, you get the bloggers blogging, you get the propaganda promoted out there properly, you do a press tour, and yes, this is absolutely a pay-per-view in the US.
And honestly, you know, if this fight were to happen,
let me interrupt you for one moment. Just again to legitimize the fight. If this weren't these two men, okay, and walk with me here. If we were not talking about these two men and just in fact talking about two other men that have done equally identical things in their career, they're just not these two men. People would be saying he's facing the real heavyweight champ. He's facing the man. He's going after the man that beat the man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would be saying. But go ahead.
No. You make a good point. You know, look, in my opinion, if this fight does happen after Tyson Fury's second, you know, tune-up after Pineda, I would literally not forget, but like I wouldn't really be so mad at the whole, you know, dangling the carrot with AJ, because this is an amazing fight. You know what I mean? Either you're fighting Wilder or AJ, and guess what, AJ? With Tyson Fury, we get a lot more fun. You know what I mean? This guy's gonna come up with so much theater, whether it be at the weigh-ins or where they're gonna be talking. So to me, you know, I can only be hopeful. I can only be hopeful that the announcement will be made that these two giants will be facing each other in the future, or some sort of contract or something. You know, and a contract that's going to be signed 1, 2, 3, not back and forth. He missed to put the date on it. As long as we don't go through that, and this really indeed happens, man, shit, I think this is a more fun fight.
Nah, you got to pay attention to the things they say. Fury, first of all, already came out and said, send me a contract, I'll sign it. So that, like a week later is when, you know, I asked Wilder, you know, because remember, Wilder, he said, yo, Tyson Fury said it's a shame that Anthony Joshua didn't sign that contract for $50 million. He said, send me a contract, I'll sign in 10 seconds flat. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also say this. If this fight was happening back when Fury invaded the Barclays Center,
yeah,
maybe we would get that super explosive press conferences. I'm not saying that we're not going to get explosions and fireworks, but as far as, you know, like the atomic bomb, I don't think it's going to happen anymore. Wilder seems like, I don't know, matured, right? It's like, especially.
Hell no, bro. Listen, this is Tyson's Fury. Yeah, bro, this is Tyson's Fury's thing, man. He gets into his opponent's minds. Look, whether or not the other opponent is mentally strong, being it, you know, Wilder, it don't matter. This guy's gonna find a way to talk shit. He's gonna find a way to get Wilder roused up to the point Wilder's gonna get mad and start talking shit too. This is the fun you get with Tyson Fury. This is the type of fighter, all-around entertainer that you want. You know, so, you know, for me to just kind of say that, oh, you know, Wilder's mature, hell no. This guy's, who knows? He'll pop up in a Batman suit again, you know? Something's going to happen. Whether or not it affects Wilder's state of mind, or, you know, if the mind games kind of mess with him, we don't know that. But are we going to get some fun? Are we going to get, you know, Tyson Fury doing his usual, like, hey, what's up? You know, look, I love watching the guy. He's an entertainer all around.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, let's go out to the sponsors and hit these phone lines. We got a couple of callers out here.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
We're going out to Marcus in DC. What up?
Yo, what's good, Boxing Voice, man? Yo, great show this morning, man. Yo, check this out. I was just reviewing some numbers from Klitschko and Joshua as far as the numbers, right? And they had the largest pay-per-view in boxing in British history, which had broken the previous one, which was held by Mayweather and Hatton at 1.4 million. And the more I just sit here and think and watching everything that's going on and looking at the business side of it with Eddie Hearn, I know that Wilder and Joshua is going to happen. But what I really believe is that they believe they are now the Mayweather kind of like promotion side of the world, you know, because they have the guy who supposedly now is breaking pay-per-view records, whether it's just domestic in England or not. That being said, at some point in time, Wilder's going to have to fight Fury before he fights Joshua. And I think even for Wilder, I think Wilder will get more of a paycheck if Wilder completes. I mean, if Joshua completes. I mean, Fury completes 2 or 3 fights and then fights Wilder when people think he's okay. That Fury is back at least at the apex he was when he fought Klitschko. I think now if Wilder fights him, Wilder knocks him out. I think people discredit some of what happens with Wilder because of Fury's, you know, digressions after he won the title from Klitschko. So if he gets back at least to the apex where people think he's like competitive, he's a threat, he's at least the guy he was when he became the lineal heavyweight champion, and Wilder beats him, like I think he will, and then the Joshua Wilder fight is lined up, I think in Eddie's mind, and probably even on the other side, is that this is over $100 million fight. Over $100 million fight. Mind you, Klitschko and Joshua did $45 million off of Klitschko, off of Joshua beating Eric Molina. Really, he still was really untested at the time. This was his test fight. But supposedly now that he's supposed to be the goods, people are tuning in. People will tune in. 90,000 at Wembley. You know, they did 9 million. They did 9 million the first time. Now, if you just average 500 pounds or $500 for the average one, that's 45 million just with the gate with the same 90,000. So I think that's where they're pushing for this. I think Wilder definitely gets the fight. I think Wilder definitely fights Fury before that. I think he needs to fight Fury before that, but I think he needs to let Fury get up to the point where the 2 or 3 fights has people believing he is at least the level of the lineal champ that he was when he beat Klitschko.
Marcus, man, thanks as always for calling in. What do you think, Doomy? He's in the chat, I bet.
No, I had it on mute. No, he made some pretty good points, and like we said, we need Tyson Fury fighting those guys before any numbers are real, you know.
So you agree with him that if they went kind of straight into it, Wilder wouldn't get credit?
I mean, it's just that's what I meant by the 2 guys that he needs to fight. He needs to fight some guys that he's going to look really good in, but he can't just be fighting these, you know, regular C-level guys that are not going to really show him and show the people that he's really, truly ready, because God forbid Tyson Fury goes in. And I mean, not God forbid, right? Fighting is fighting. But if Tyson Fury goes in, he gets knocked out within the first 3 rounds, or something crazy happens. But my man Wilder's cursed with not getting his credit.
But why is that not expected? Wilder does knock people out.
Well, that's what I just said. You know what I mean? I said not that I hope to God it won't happen. This could happen. It's the heavyweight division. What I mean is that if it does happen, and follow the narrative, he fights Pinata. He fights another guy, you know, Pineda. Sorry about that. He fights another guy. You got me saying that shit. And he fights another guy. And then let's just say this other guy isn't too much of a, you know, in the eyes of the public, a challenge to Tyson Fury. And then Tyson Fury walks through him. Boom. Fights made with Wilder. Wilder took care of his business. Wilder looked impressive. Now these 2 fights, and then they go in and Tyson, you know, gets finished, you know, early on. And like you said, this couldn't happen. Wilder has the stopping power to stop you in the first round. But if you follow the narrative, the public's gonna be like, man, you know, we all knew Tyson Fury wasn't ready. We all knew that he wasn't ready for him. Yeah, he got in shape, but he needed to get, man, he jumped in it too fast. He's crazy. So it's like we're back at it again with the whole, you know, the curse of not getting your props. You know,
if I was Wilder, I would not do this fight in the U.S., even though you want to do it in the U.S. so that you can have a U.S. pay-per-view under your belt. So now you can have negotiation power with Anthony Joshua. But I think if you do this fight in the U.K., you force the hand, because now everybody knows who defeated Tyson Fury from your country. You can't hide from it, because you've seen how he was agitated here in the U.S. Like, you Americans talk too much. All they want to talk about is Wilder. It was hilarious, bro. Let me get out to some callers. We're going out to Donald, Richmond, California. Good morning. Holla.
What's up, man? Good morning. Man, I think this is great. If Wilder is making the fight with Fury, I agree with you. They should do the Kovalev Ward deal. You know, I would say at least let Fury get 2 more fights in, and then they have a later date of next year for the fight. This is great, really great for Wilder. Like I said before when we were talking, I said that Wilder needs to build his own legacy, and he needs to build it around Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua wants to continue to be a pussy and doesn't want to fight him, Wilder just needs to move forward with his career and get the best and the greatest opponents that he can get that's available to fight. You know, all of the opponents that he may think that Joshua is going to go for next, Wilder should go for them. Take them opponents from Joshua. Force Joshua to fight him. Yes! Take everybody out of the heavyweight division. Make it to where there's nobody for Joshua to fight. Make it to where there's nowhere for Joshua to run but to come to him. Just like how Wilder like to say, you got to come see me. He needs to make it like that to where Joshua has to come to where there's no choice. You know, take everybody out. You know, and make it just like that. You know, and like we said, it will be a great build-up. I think that Wilder and Fury have a lot of respect for each other. You know, I think that's great. But I do believe that when the fight is made, that respect is going to go out of the window. Fury's going to talk shit. He's going to get in Wilder's head. He's going to piss Wilder off. So, man, I can't wait. Like, if that fight is here in the U.S., I don't give a fuck what I can do. I'm going to take time off from work. I'm going to go to that shit, you know. And I think that if he does have it in the U.S., you should do a party for that. But, I mean, I do also agree with you that he should do it in the UK, because if he does do it in the UK, it's there in the UK. All the UK fans get to see and know who Wilder is, because Wilder will be the guy who beat Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury was the guy who beat the guy. And we all know that Joshua is kind of like the paper champion. He kind of just got the belts. They were kind of given to him, you know. So, yeah, that would definitely force the hand. So I'm really looking forward to seeing when this fight is going to be announced or when it's going to be made, or what are opponents in between and all that type of stuff, you know.
Donna, well, have a great morning, and that was a fantastic call. Thanks for joining us.
Totally agree with him, man.
What do you agree on exactly?
Bro, it's sort of like what happened right now, you know. Wilder left enough fish in the pond for the other shark to still be able to eat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What he needs to do is white shark it.
Well, it's not really Wilder's doing, right? It's like Eddie said, he couldn't put the money there. He couldn't entice a Joseph Parker with a big enough offer. You know what I mean? It is Wilder losing these opportunities.
These guys, I'm sorry, or is these guys just would rather fight AJ than Wilder?
That's the thing. That's the thing. The AJ check is bigger
and less dangerous, right? I mean,
well, I don't know. It depends what side of the pond you are on that particular.
I mean, there's only one guy right now that's really known for taking people's heads off. You know what I mean? And that's Wilder. He has that factor, man, that at the end of the day, you get hit once, you get knocked out. So, you know, it's not just him not being able to present these things. Is also on the challengers and the fighters. The fighters are going to take. I mean, a fight with White. White was really adamant about fighting him, right? He really wanted to
fighting who? Wilder?
Yeah,
but Wilder he ignored him at the time. Same words that you know, what's his name, Eddie Hearn uses. Gerald Miller had to raise his profile. It would have meant nothing at the time for Deontay Wilder to beat Miller. Miller is just now putting 3 straight contenders under his belt. You know what I mean? So right now, Dillian White is more viable with the win. If he can get the win over Joseph Parker, Dillian White pushes himself to like top 3 heavyweight, because Povetkin, if he loses to Joshua, will fall. I want to make a note, because our last caller, Donald from Richmond, California, said that Anthony Joshua was a pussy, right? So I was just like, okay. Like, I seen people in the chat and they're like, wow, really a pussy? He's got all the belts, this, that, and a third. So I wanted to address you and our listeners to TMZ, and they did an interview with both Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. And TMZ obviously is a huge publication worldwide, but you know, they deal with stars, right? And even most Hollywood stars are worldwide, right? Like my guy Superman is definitely not American, and neither is Thor, but their popularity comes from the US, hence TMZ and all that shit chasing them down, yada, yada, yada. The whole point I'm fucking trying to make is that TMZ's opinion over the public perception of the two heavyweights is that Anthony Joshua is scared, is the words that they used. They have an entire segment, but it's only 2 minutes and 29 seconds, but it was posted 3 days ago and it's growing rapidly. If you go to their sports channel, in the last, I don't know.
Last what?
Last 5 days, the Joshua Wilder is the most hit video. Well, no, there goes another one. Somebody named Ninja says he's being smart with gaming. Oh, there you go, gaming.
Gaming's
Talk
huge.
about gaming and it's fucking over. But yeah, other than that, on TMZ Sports, Wilder Joshua topic is the highest viewed in the last 5 days. This video was only 3 days ago. Yeah, again, I would play it, but it's on their YouTube channel, so I don't want to get us flagged. But you could go check it out. Yeah, and they assessed the whole story. You know, they had their TMZ reporter at the DAZN press conference with us. They got a one-on-one for sure, because Anthony Joshua has to sit down with TMZ. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean, like public perception and what you are allowing out there. But anyway, I've talked for too long. Let's get back to some callers here. Gary, Texas, háblame.
What up, man?
Good morning, brother.
Morning. I'm really into this fight. You know, if I was Wilder, I really wouldn't work with Eddie Hearn again. So this is like the perfect option. He'll make as much money for this fight as you would with a Joshua fight, because Wilder's the champion. So he has a better negotiating chip, right? He can get a better split with Tyson than he could with AJ. So economically, I think this fight makes him as much money as the AJ fight does. Plus, honestly, I'm not saying worldwide, but in the U.S., a Wilder Fury fight's bigger than a Wilder AJ fight, because Fury can sell the fight. Fury has a fan base. AJ doesn't do shit in America, right? No one watches his fights, really. He's not a big draw in America. Tyson Fury is, because he can sell the fight. So I think, you know, in the States, Wilder versus Fury gets more pay-per-view sales than Wilder versus AJ. Like, this is a win-win for Wilder. Some good things happen to good people, you know?
If it happens, I mean, Fury is insinuating like so, but we got to see. We got to see. Gary, thanks for calling in. Thanks for calling in. We're going to go to one of our co-hosts who decides to pop in between work. So shout out to him, putting in the 8 hours.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was going to beat me, then yeah, you predict he's going to beat me. He got
Why does Wilder know that nice, brother? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, he can definitely get it on ASAP.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Robbie Bob.
Yeah. Was that Gary just now saying that Wilder Fury does more pay-per-view buys than Wilder Joshua?
Yeah.
Gary needs his coffee this morning or something. He's not thinking clearly. How can
I think he meant
unification?
I think he meant it from the standpoint that Fury has more of an ability to sell it. The way that McGregor sold Mayweather McGregor, they sold it at the press conference, driving interest. I think that's what he means. I don't think he means Fury is a bigger seller. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. Otherwise, I worry for Gary's mental state. But yeah, as far as this and Tyson Fury on Instagram, I think suddenly we've like sort of sat up and took notice, whereas every other time we've just gone, yeah, whatever, okay. It's just, I don't know. Just let me know if this gets made. Until then, I'll just keep ignoring it, because if this, depending how this deal's made or how many fights are in between, if it's literally going to be Wilder's next fight and they're just going to get Fury's August fight out of the way and then they're going to get it on, what would that be, like November, December maybe? So that would be like 9 months out of the ring for Wilder since the Ortiz fight. And if it is going to let Tyson Fury get these extra fights under his belt, I don't know. I personally don't see Fury winning the fight anyway, whether he's back to his best or not, because we've seen Ortiz, the so-called boogeyman of the division, slightly get to Wilder, and he looked a bit shaky there, but he didn't even go down. And Fury's got no pop, and Wilder just comes in with crazy angles, and I know he's not going to be like Stavern, who just stood there waiting to be punched, and Wilder done the Duke move on him and seemed to be able to just throw punches at will because there was nothing coming back. But I think Wilder's more than enough kind of like aggressive to just not be worried what Fury's doing, and I think he would take Fury out at this point until we get a legitimate opponent that we can sit there and say, right, Fury is in a little bit of a test, or Fury has got an opponent that we respect. I'm not going to take any notice of what Tyson Fury's got to say on Instagram or Twitter, because he just talks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, Rob. What do you think? He's just his usual self kind of talking, or is this kind of maybe a little viable?
I mean, I think there's something in it, which to me is kind of crazy, because Frank Warren's apparently spoke to Finkel. We've seen reports of that, and MTK Global have retweeted or done their own post with what Fury said, and maybe there's a little bit of truth in it, but I don't know. I can't help think there's some kind of Warren already cashing out on Fury when this is his kind of main fighter for this big move to BT Sport. Suddenly Fury gets beaten.
But wait a minute. How are you saying cashing out? And it's funny, you as a UK guy are just writing Fury off and saying that he's not. Fury is 10 times the boxer that Wilder is, according to the world. He did go in there and make the the Vladimir Klitschko fight look a lot easier than what fucking Anthony Joshua did. Let me remind you that your fucking king hit the canvas, gassed out, looked very suspect. Never once did Tyson Fury look that way. Tyson was always in control.
He was laughing the whole time.
But it was boring as fuck.
Yeah, did Klitschko come into that fight bouncing around on his toes, looking sharper as he did against Josh? I don't think so. I don't know whether people have a theory that Wilder got in his head and he was beaten before he got in the ring and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. But I see it as a slightly different Klitschko from fight to fight. But I'm obviously going to get the AJ fanboy stuff. But do you think Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder then?
I think that it's a fucking 50-50 fight, because Fury is well, listen to me. Just remember that I was not like you and the rest of the panel and picked the puncher. I always pick the boxer. So don't try to make it seem like I'm selling a narrative. Tyson is a boxer. Crawford is a boxer. Nestor always picks the boxers.
You know what? And Rob, and now that Ness says that, it's kind of made me think. I mean, it's true. This is probably the biggest guy Wilder's fought. This
would be the toughest test in his motherfucking life. Yeah. No one has moved like Fury. No one has popped the jab like Fury. No one has been as tall as Fury. No one has the experience of Fury. But people want to dismiss it because they know that there's a fucking shark in the water.
Do you not want to see Fury fight something credible before it? What would you consider an opponent for Fury to come to fight before he gets the Wilder fight happens.
I mean, let's be real, bro. This division, these fans don't give the fighters any credits. So, like, look at Dillian White, right? Like, he knocked out Lucas Brown flat, and people like, oh, but who's Lucas Brown? He was out of the ring. His best win was when he tested positive, right?
Yeah,
so now he needs Joseph Parker to be legitimate, but who's Joseph Parker's biggest win? Huey Fury, where people thought that he lost, where some people thought Huey Fury won, or is it the fucking Ruiz fight where it was also tight? Like, no one is legitimate. The only legitimate people are Wilder and Joshua because of what they've done. That's it. And
no, I hear you, but you can't be giving Tyson Fury credit for the Sefer Fury fight. Are you going to give him credit for beating Penata or whatever his name is?
No, I'm giving him credit. I'm giving him credit for the eye test, which we use on this show numerous times. Skill. In the Safara fight, he still showed skill with the extra weight. Like, I don't know what you guys are trying to make out. Like, dog, he's only got to shake off the rust.
Yeah, you know what, Ness, I think
for an elite. I'm not saying that, but all right, you want a name? I'll give you a fucking name. Any one of those guys. Den Hoppus, a dude that we know he can't knock out, a dude that Big Baby didn't knock out. Only Wilder and Povetkin. So that's 12 rounds of a tough, gritty dude. Let's see if Tyson Fury can outbox him. Because, I mean, who else do you give him? No one else. No. Big Baby isn't going to risk a Tyson Fury fight because he'll get his ears boxed off. And obviously, you got to wait for Fury to be more viable before it looks like Anthony Joshua doesn't want him yet. So, I mean, who does Fury fight?
You've got it like I'm coming at you. I'm just saying, as it stands, I don't see it as a big test for Wilder right at this second. So I was just, who would set it up that this is like, oh yeah, now people are really interested, because I'm just so used to Tyson Fury with the silly antics and the crazy talk and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I like the guy. People will think, oh, where's his flag waving gone? He seems to be coming after Tyson, but there's a lot of talk goes on, and I want to see good fights and stuff, and hopefully, if this fight gets made, it can make I was going to say this is a pay-per-view, no doubt.
Quick interruption here, just for perspective, Rob.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury on BoxRec, okay, is number 3 in the UK and number 5 in the world.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, they're right. I don't know who the fuck is number 2 in the UK if it's not him, but whatever.
Well, I guess from activity, it's going to be Dillian White, right? Just from him being out of the game for a little while.
And then top 5, he's there. I mean, it's Joshua, Wilder, Povetkin, Dillian White, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you beat Sefer Fury and you get put in as number 7 in the WBC rankings. So obviously he comes with some clout. So beating Safari's got him in the top 5 in the world right now.
Nah, that's relationships. That's relationships. We all know that. Yo, I can't stand this new Skype, bro. I haven't Someone teach me how to merge calls on this new Skype. They fucked this up, man.
You know what it is too with Tyson Fury is that we can joke about all this stuff, but you're right, Ness. He's still a great fighter. He still can box. He still can use his overall strength and his height and reach. I mean, if we forget about all the shit, him getting overweight, him going through his fucking mental problems, I guess what we worry about is that are we going to get the best Tyson Fury when he gets matched up with Wilder? But if you take all that shit out and just look at the skills and the type of boxer he is, this is a dangerous fight. It's just got to be a mentally prepared, a mentally sound, 100% back Tyson Fury, and he has to show it to the public in his performances with Pineda and whoever the hell the next guy is. It's gonna be up to him. Gonna be up to him to sell the fight. It's not just gonna be antics that are gonna sell the fight. It's gonna have to really impressively show something in his next 2 fights.
Rob, let me get to some other callers here. I'm going to keep it moving. We're going out to Brandon in Cincinnati. Talk to us, Ohio.
What's going on, TBV fam?
What up, what up?
What up?
Hey, man. I agree with Rob 100%, man. If I hear what y'all saying about after this tune-up against Pianetta, take another tune-up, but if it's going to be the same caliber as the two guys he's fighting, what the fuck is the point of another tune-up? What kind of rust are you shaking off by fighting D-list cruiserweight, not even real heavyweight? So unless he's going to fight a real contender, fuck the third tune-up and just go right into the Wilder fight in December. Get in shape. Like you said, he's passing the eye test. Get in some shape. You got 4 or 5 months to get in shape and go ahead and take the fight in December. I don't see the point of him having another tune-up fight against another one of these bums. You ain't. What kind of rust are you shaking off? It's stupid. I mean, if he's gonna take another tune-up fight, what I would like to see him do, and the dates match up well, get in there with somebody like Luis Ortiz for the third tune-up fight. And the winner of that, get the fight with Wilder. And have Wilder fight Brazil in the meantime. And the winner of that Ortiz and fucking Tyson Fury have that fight in the spring, and that'll set up like a summer fight for Wilder and Joshua next summer. Because it ain't looking like Wilder's going to back off of what he's talking about as far as negotiations and take the $15 million. So we ain't going to see that fight in April. So that's what I'm thinking, you know. I mean, the Fury fight makes sense. I mean, in my opinion, to do it next, if his next tune-up fight, the third tune-up fight is another bum, it's pointless to fight another bum. If you're going to fight another bum, don't even fucking do it. Just go fight Wilder right now. And I know the money will be better to fight Wilder in December than it will be to fight another bum around that time. I mean, why fuck around with it? I mean, there's no point of you talking about it. Make it happen. That's my opinion. So, like I said, if it was my way, and he want to take the Wilder fight right after this next bum he fighting in August, fight King Kong, and the winner of that fight Deontay Wilder after a Brazil fight in like spring, or set up if everybody wins, it'll set up a fight with Joshua in the summer. That's the way I would like to see it happen. Maybe get Dillian White or whoever wins the Parker Dillian White fight Joshua in April. Around that same time, have Deontay fight the winner of Fury Ortiz, and then whoever wins that, set up a summer blockbuster fight. Put it on pay-per-view. That's my opinion. If Fury's gonna fight another bum, I don't want to see that shit. You gonna fight another C-list cruiserweight? Don't even bother having a tune-up fight. Just go fight Wilder.
Brandon, thanks for calling in. We're going back out to Skype. We got Buami. Buami.
What up, champ?
Take yourself off mute, player. Whoa. What's going on? What's going on? Come on, man. Come on.
Sound like that was a subway.
Like you're taking the subway, bro. Yeah. We can't have that, man. You know, man. Let me get to somebody else, bro. You gonna have to mute yourself. That is like, whoa.
I think he was standing on the track. Train was just passing by.
I can't even see who's this. RE. I don't even know who's RE.
Yes, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. I got something for AJ. Pop-Tart, sweetheart. You soft in the middle. Wilder eat you for breakfast. A kilt was in exchange for your belts. And we're going to give you the kilt because you a bitch. Now, let's get it straight. Your whole countryman is disrespecting you. I want to let everybody know now, Anthony Joshua is no Nigerian champion. Samuel Peter is a Nigerian champion. That's a Nigerian. This dude's in Nigeria right now. That fight, they put baskets on their hand. And they fight to the death for 20,000 naira. Do you know how much 20,000 naira is in American?
Nah, give us the transition. What?
About $100. They fighting to the death. This dude has no honor of a real, wherever tribe he's from, the Igbo, I don't any other tribe that is in Nigeria. He has no heart. He needs to stay in the UK. I'm not even mad at him. Make your money, AJ. But that disrespectful stuff you talking about, Wilder, get a loan, man. Listen, man, what type of black man says that to another black man? Now I'm pulling that card. I wasn't gonna pull that card, but it's disrespectful. But I want to know what the UK affiliate got to say about Tyson Fury agreeing with the boxing voice, because every time he's saying, well, this is what the UK people are feeling. So what are they saying now? The UK boxing voice affiliate, I still got love for you, bro. But let's just I want to hear the truth. Next time he's on, I want to hear the truth.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for
Buami, thanks for calling in, brother. That was I love the energy in the morning, man. That's exactly what we need for these morning shows.
He took it to the roots.
They espresso. They definitely got a taste of Buami this morning.
They took it to the roots.
Yes, sir.
All right. We got another guy on Skype. I can't even see your name. I want to say it's Rico. Talk to me. Rico?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. What's up, brother? Where you calling in from?
Yeah, what's going on, mate? I'm from the UK.
All right.
I just want to say, keep up the good work and that. Basically, I just want to give my take on the situation. I've been listening to you lot for a good while, and all these other American pundits and everyone's saying that Wilder should just move on and go to 51-0 and that. I'm saying that's the complete opposite that he should be doing, because AJ's never going to fight him. And the only way to get to fight AJ, he has to embarrass him. You get what I'm saying? And I heard Joseph Parker's manager the other day saying that Wilder's being greedy and all of this stuff. When he was going through negotiations with Eddie Hearn and that, he had to embarrass him. He had to fight for his 35% or whatever he got. Now it's Wilder in the same position. He's there saying, oh, Wilder should just accept the money. Do you know what I'm saying? And just accept what Eddie Hearn says Wilder's worth. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's a double standard. And looking at the situation, AJ's never going to take the fight. And AJ came to New York. Hello?
We hear you.
Yeah. If I was Wilder's manager, I scream at the TV when I see these things, yeah? AJ's come to America and you let, what's his name, Miller take the limelight. Just imagine if Wilder came up to that press conference with about three, four of his goons and said, yo, what's up? Why you don't want to give a black man a reasonable deal? You get what I'm saying? Why are you trying to take the piss? Oh, and we're always going through, Eddie Hearn said this, Eddie Hearn said that, or Shelley Finkel this, back and forth emails. Look, Wilder needs to catch him face to face on camera, just like what Damon Dash did, and said, let's talk man to man. What are you saying? I can't get a percent. And that's going to put AJ on the spot, yeah, because AJ wants to keep it real, but he knows he's on some fake shit. You get what I'm saying? That's why I saw your interview was running and all that. He knows you lot are the real ones. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't want to lose face like that because he's a man them, innit? But really and truly, he's never going to take the fight because he knows chances are he ain't going to win. And Wilder's giving him exactly what he wants by saying, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing. He's happy. And I'm telling you now, we're never going to get the fight. And I'm pissed. And I'm saying this is a bad thing for boxing. Get me? I'm a boxing fan. I'm a Wilder fan. I'm a real nigga fan. You get me? If AJ kept it real and kept, I'll be on whatever side. But to me, you can't be fake. You can't be taking the belts and running over the corner and playing kiss chase. That's some bump shit. You know what I mean? So he can't be doing that, man. And I feel sorry for Wilder. You get me? Wilder's never going to get undisputed. He's going to run away for 10 years and say goodbye. So he needs to go in there, put it on him, just like Gerald Miller did, and put it out in the open and look in his face, man to man. Go everywhere. Go everywhere AJ is, because you need to get that belt, Wilder. Wilder, this is your legacy. Don't let this pussy run away.
Whoa. Punching after the bell, but that was a great fucking call. I love the energy. This is what I'm talking about, man. I'm getting my coffee right here because I gave up coffee, basically, because like, who the fuck drinks coffee without creamer or sugar? That shit is trash.
My man said,
Ohio. Oh, yeah, my bad.
Nah, it was a very energetic call. I liked it, man. A lot of energy on that.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, look, everybody is saying the things that I'm saying now. People want Wilder to, not leave Joshua opponents. They want him to fight in the UK to force his hand. Like, bro, he should have been doing all. Even this guy saying that he should have crashed the press conference. You see me text Wilder like, yo, as soon as they ask me, yo, is Wilder really coming? I'm like, what? Oh shit! I text him. He like, man, people lying. But I'm like, you should be here. You should be here. Like, I get it though, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't always want to be that statistic. You don't always want to be the fucking wild black man. You know what I'm saying? And that's who people making you be. Like, Joseph Parker didn't have to do what Big Baby did. Wilder shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because none of the other opponents had to. Povetkin didn't have to. You know, everyone, it's always easy to make a deal with. Everyone's always gotten, you know, a reasonable deal except for this fight. Ohio Runs Boxing, talk to me.
Hey, what up, man? What up, man? What up, y'all?
What up, what up?
Hey, man,
Yeah.
I want to ask you a quick question. Man. You going for AJ against Povetkin?
I mean, more than likely, yeah. So you going for
I got
Povetkin?
upset, man. Yeah, I'm rooting for.
Yo, bro, this is gonna be Povetkin's. This is gonna be Povetkin's first fight being tested by like 2 different agencies, bro. I don't know, man.
I think it's gonna be upset, man. I got the Buster Douglas effect happening, man. You look, AJ looking past on that. I just think that's gonna happen, man. I think the upset is in the making, but I think it's still gonna be a big fight with him and Wilder. Even with the Tyson Fury fight, I think Tyson should fight him right after this. Whoever this unknown opponent he's gonna be fighting in August, going to the Wilder fight. Because even if he loses to Wilder, they can have a rematch later on, just like AJ and Dillian White. It's not that many heavyweights in the division, man. So I don't see a problem with that. Because Wilder won't get his respect, even if he knocks Tyson Fury out in 3 rounds. People gonna have something to say. So they can sell that rematch. You know, Tyson can sell that rematch to the point where he say, hey, I wasn't ready, or I rushed into that fight. That can be a rematch down the line. So I don't see nothing wrong with Wilder taking that fight after August, after Tyson. I mean, 3 fights? Nah. I don't think that. I don't see the point of that. 3 tune-ups. You know, I think he should go right into it and take that fight. I like that fight. I think it will be Wilder's hardest test. You know, Tyson can box. But that's all I wanted to say, man. And I'm out.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in, and thank you for being part of the morning show. We got through another one. This has been a good one, Rob. I know you're there. Doomy, final thoughts, guys?
Shit, man. This is a fight that I totally want to see. You know, the callers made some good points. You know, we got two sides to this. If this fight happens immediately, you know, after that Pinata fight, or let's just say even after another opponent, and if Wilder, you know, wins against Tyson Fury, let's say in like an 8-round fight, you know, with a stoppage, you know, I think it makes the fight, you know, with AJ bigger. I think Wilder gets more credibility and his due credibility, because he's always, you know, he has a curse of not getting his due full credit sometimes. But then you have the other side of the coin where if, you know, Fury jumps into this fight and then, you know, it gets knocked out within the first 3 rounds, then people are saying, oh, he wasn't ready. In the end, it's just another guy for Wilder. If he wins against Tyson Fury, another guy that's out of the way, another guy that he's shown that he can stop. And I think the AJ fight is going to get closer. Look, the AJ fight's going to end up happening. But if this fight happens, I'm going to be totally happy. I'm actually going to forget a little bit about that AJ fight, because this is something to really look forward to and get excited.
Rob, you give it? Okay.
Yeah. Final thoughts are, just let me know when this is signed and delivered, because until then, I'm just going to ignore anything that goes on social media for now. But if it happens, it happens. And I'm sure it'll be pay-per-view in the States. But make sure you check us out on, leave a 5-star review on iTunes. We're on Spotify now for all you Spotify users. Check us out there. Share the show, hit that thumbs up, and depending on the news, maybe we'll catch you later. Oh, one more thing on, you know, ignoring things that get said by Tyson Fury. He said he spoke to Billy Joe Saunders and was maybe going to get involved with the purse bids for the Boo Boo fight. So there you go. That's the kind of level you need to think about when Tyson Fury talks on Instagram or or Twitter. So, but yeah, stay tuned. We'll probably be back later. Who knows?
That Tyson Fury hate is coming full force.
I don't hate. It's just he talks a lot of shit.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yo, final thoughts, man. I'm tired of hearing speculation on this said fight. Give us a 2-fight contract. Don't leave this man out there. Don't do what you did with Big Baby. You left Big Baby out there and allowed interest to seep in the minds of the public because Big Baby has created that with Joshua. Better sign this fight. Better get this 2-fight deal going and move forward. This is big news if this is the big news you were talking about. So let it be. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Like Rob said, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Click that notification bell because we will be back. There's plenty of options to discuss.
Yeah. And you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_Linez, LAINEZ, and on Facebook, Alexander Linez, and on Twitter, Alex Linez TBB. And don't forget to check out Patreon. Got some Untitled episodes coming on there.
Yes, Untitled was phenomenal this week. Check out that episode. The Nigerian baddie answered all questions. And it got good. Definitely got good. But we'll catch you guys on the next one.